In this video, we will define what a polynomial function is. A polynomial expression is an expression that is made up of the sum of monomial expressions. And then a polynomial function is just a function whose function rule is a polynomial expression. So some examples of this. Let's define a couple polynomial functions. So f of x equals, we know x squared plus 3x is a polynomial expression, and therefore this is a polynomial function. Another example would be g of x equals x to the fifth minus 3x to the seventh plus 18. When we look at a polynomial expression or function, we see that it's made up of the sum of monomial expressions. So in this first case, we have x squared and we have 3x. We call each one of these monomial expressions a term of the polynomial. We're going to notice that, like in the second case, we have three terms, and one of these terms has a higher power than the other terms. In this second case, the highest exponent is 7, and therefore we call 7 the degree of that polynomial. So the degree of a polynomial expression or function is the largest exponent. And in the first case, the degree is 2. So in this case, the degree is equal to 2. Let's look at another example of a polynomial function. So here we have a polynomial function, f, and f is actually written in two different ways here. So if you look at these two definitions, it's the same function, just written in two different ways. So just reorganizing some of these, the terms of the polynomial. So we can ask ourselves which one of these ways of writing this is better. So polynomials can be written in all sorts of crazy ways. We can reorganize the terms in a lot of different ways. But to be a little more organized, we might actually want to organize the terms in descending order by exponent. So by that I mean we start with the largest exponent first, then we go to the next largest exponent, and then the next largest exponent, and so on. So we order it by descending order of power. So in this case, this second one here is ordered like that, where we start with the largest exponent. And when we do that, we call that form right there the standard form for a polynomial function. Now it's no better or worse than the other one. It's just a little more organized. And they're still the same function, we just wrote it a little differently. When we want to be a little more organized and we write it that way, we call that standard form for the polynomial function. So let's look at one last example of a polynomial function. So we have a polynomial function f here, and we're going to notice that it's actually not written in standard form. We start with x to the fifth and then minus 5x to the seventh. So we already see that it's not in order by power. So if we want to rewrite this in standard form, so let's write this in standard form. Standard form. We would write that as f of x equals negative 5x to the seventh, which is our term with the largest exponent, and then plus x to the fifth, and then plus 4x squared, and then plus 100. So now we're in order of by highest exponent first. So now we have that in standard form. Now once we have this thing written in standard form, we can easily see the highest exponent, or the largest exponent. In this case, that's 7. So in this case, we say that the degree of this polynomial, so the degree of this polynomial is equal to 7, because 7 is the largest exponent on any of the terms.